יש נוהגים שמי שכיבדו אותו לשב סנדק ואביו מעכב על ידו שלא יישב סנדק בטענות של הבל, אינו חייב לקיים דברי אביו, וראוי להודיע לאב שמן הדין הבן יכול לבטל דבריו, ואז אם הוא יתרצה, טוב. אמנם אם האב מבקש את בנו שיאכילהו וישקהו ויטפל בו, ובאותה שעה הבן רוצה להיות סנדק, ישמע לאביו. Says halakha, something I was preparing yesterday. Wow, how important it is to respect the father and the mother. It says when a person was offered to be sandak, this week, Baruch Hashem, we had a brit on Tuesday, right? A person offered right now, come be the sandak. His father tells him, I need you to take me to the doctor. I need you to help me with something in the house. And they say, what time, Abba, you need me? In the morning. That morning, this person is supposed to be sandak. What should he do? Go and help his father? Or sit down in the chair of the sandak? And will not able to help the father. He'll send somebody else to help the father. What is the bigger mitzvah? To sit down, to be yoshev basandakut? Or to take care of the father at that time? Says the halakha, אם אביו מבקש שיאכילהו, ישקהו, יטפל בו, באותה שעה הבן רוצה להיות סנדק, ישמע לאביו. Says the halakha, to be helping the father, it's such a big mitzvah, bigger than sitting down and be a sandak. Look about how big mitzvah we're talking about, that a person should not miss out whenever it comes to mitzvah of respecting the parents. Now the custom is, it says over here, that minhag הספרדים, לקרוא את שם בנם הראשון על שם ההורים גם בעודם חיים. You know, there is a difference between the Ashkenazic minhag and Sephardic minhag. How do you supposed to call your first child? Should you call after your father if he's alive, or only after a father that passed away? So the Sfaradim are calling after the child, after the father's name, even though the father is still alive. Let's say Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, right? Yitzhak had a child called Yaakov, named a child. How should he call his first son right now? Abraham, after his father's name. Abraham is alive. Nevertheless, the minhag of the Sfaradim, to call after the father's name, your children. Now somebody asked, he said, Rabbi, what if that father has 10 children? How the 10 children supposed to call their children? All of them going to be Abraham? There's going to be too many Abraham in the family. Nevertheless, as halakha, every individual of them has the obligation to follow the minhag, to call their child after their father's name. Unless the father doesn't want. You ask, Abba, your name is Abraham. I want my child tomorrow, name him Abraham. You agree? Because my sister and my other brother and my other sister already called Abraham. You already have so many Abraham. Do you want also this one to be called Abraham? If he says yes, you have to call him also Abraham. Why? Because that's the part of the respect to give your father. It says, לכתחילה יש להקפיד לקרוא הבן הראשון על שם אבי הבעל, והבן השני על שם אבי האמא. It says the first child is supposed to call the first boy after your father's name, the man's father's name. The second boy is supposed to call after the mother's name. Mother's father's name. Yeah, mother's father's name. ולכן יש חילוקי דעות בין הבעל לאשתו. Says now, what if there is disagreement between the husband and wife, how to call the child? The wife wants to call after her father's name. The husband wants to call after his father's name. Who wins in this situation? If they are Sephardi people, the husband wins in this situation. Because the minhag of the Sfaradim is to call the father, his father's name first. You see, Rabotai, whenever you have guidance about these situations in the family, you don't argue. You show your wife, Jonam, you see it says in halakha over here, my father goes first. That's the minhag of the Sephardi people. Even though his father is alive and her father is alive. The Sephardic minhag is that to call the children after alive parents. Like this, Abotai, we're giving kavod to the parents. And the Or Letzion says when a person calling his child's name or gives his child name after the father or gives his father the kavod to be the sandak, the mitzvah of respecting the father will help the child to be a kosher child, to follow the path of the Torah the rest of his life. Look about how important it is.
Let's say, in this case, the mother's father or whatever is not alive. The father's father is alive. Give kavod to the nishtar.
If the man's father, the husband's father, agrees with that, then it's okay. But he is the zchut kdima. He is the precedence to be the first one to decide.
The husband's father has to agree, not the husband.
Right, the father's, because that's his respect. Abba shemachal al kvodo, kvodo mahul. If he says, I'm mochel my kavod, name it after the kudo, the other, the wife's father, beseder. But he has to have his agreement, because it's his kavod to be calling this child after his name. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.